From Area Erect. It's been a long time since I've done a video that I've actually talked. Crazy world, right? Yeah, so much stuff has been going on, and just trying to keep the group going, and some other odds and ends just got tough. Anyway, we're going to do a video just of some stuff that's molted over the last month and a half. There's been a ton. Starting out with this guy, the Grammostola rosea. I don't know if he's the one that molted first to start everything off, but he sure molted about a month and a half ago. Always enjoy this spider. Never had any problems with it. It's actually grown rather quickly. Both this one and the Porteri that I have. They're basically the same size. This is a male. The Porteri is a female, and she is in pre-molt. So that's her or him. Let's move on to a few others that have molted recently. I'll get you guys right up here. Let me get a light, and I'll show you these two that are right in front. It's the Brachypelma classy. This one molted about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. Doing well. You can see it looks male. The molt really didn't show me much. When we look at the molt, you would almost imagine that it looks female, but eventually it looks pretty male. So we're going to give it another molt, see what happens, and we'll double check it. And here is the smaller of the three, not the smaller, because I do have a smaller sling, Brachypelma auratum. This is the younger juvenile. You'll see the adult female soon. She also molted. These two, this one molted a few weeks back. Like I said, most of them were about a month ago, but we've had a rash of tarantulas molt over the last week, some of my larger specimens. So you'll get to see some of my biggest tarantulas I have in the collection right now. So Brachypelma auratum female, Brachypelma classy. We're going with suspected male, but I'm pretty sure it's a male. This is one of the 3 Brachypelma humoris I have. This is the smallest of the 3. This one just molted last week, so looking pretty good. Hasn't eaten yet. Should be another few days before we get some food in it. Just got done doing its normal molt stretching, so yeah, we will. Yeah, now we're going to cut the grass around us here. Yeah, we'll get to the next tarantula in a second. And on this one, before they do another pass, cutting the grass next to us, this is the Phormictopus cancerides female. She molted last week. We have a juvenile male coming for her this week, so hopefully they'll grow up together and be able to pair at a later time. I'm not sure how long she is or how big she got. You can see one of her legs from her molt right there. At least I hope that's from her molt. Yeah, she molted out here, and this leg and I think another leg were sitting in the general area. But yeah, I haven't really seen her out stretching, so yeah, she's not very happy with me right now. So I tried to lift up her log, and she didn't want anything to do with it. So we'll move on from her and see who's up next. Kind of see the outline of the spider right there. And here is his molt. This is one of my Tarantula marinus from the Tete locale. This is a mature male now. So he'll be put in with the tarantula in this enclosure, which is my largest female, Tete. I don't know if she's quite ready. She should be big enough, but we'll find out. He needs to sperm web. She needs to eat a couple more times before, and I just rehoused her, so I'm going to give her a little bit of time before we put these two together. But I have 4 Tetes total. Yeah, he kind of shocked me. So yeah, first mature male of any of my baboons, so hopefully we'll be able to start pairing them soon. Spider in this one molted about a month and a half ago too. It's fed once. This is the Tarantula lugardi. It was out a lot the last couple days, so I'm assuming that it's prepping to eat, looking for some food. So I thought, well, might as well try and at least feed one of them in here while we're doing this video, because I don't think any of the other ones, well, we might be able to feed the female auratum. You can see it's the double-edged hole. It's just 2 different holes in the same burrow. Yep, goodbye. So yeah, she didn't come out. I do believe this one to be female as well. So Tarantula lugardi. So the camera was stuck in portrait mode for some odd reason. I don't know why. So this is the Phormictopus species red. This little guy, girl, I'm not sure. I don't generally try to really get too involved with sexing small molts like this. I know people in the groups want to do it all the time. For me personally, it doesn't really matter till they get a little bit bigger anyway. But anyway, you can see this one is regenerated, leg L4, doing well. The Phormictopus species red. People love this spider just by the coloration and the fuzziness of it. We'll see how it looks as it gets a little bit older. You can see it's doing a little bit of webbing there, but very, very rambunctious, good eating spider, as all the Phormictopus are. One of the 3 GBBs, or the Chromatopelma cyaneopubescens, that I have, we have a mature male coming this week for my larger female. She also molted about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago maybe. Has been eating great, but she will not eat worms. I don't know what happened. She used to love them, now she refuses to touch them. I could put a worm in front of her and a roach on the other side, and she'll crawl over the worm to get the roach. If I just give her a worm, she will back away from them. She won't take them. So I decided to stop even bothering feeding them to her. We'll try a hornworm with her before I put the male in with her, give her something larger. But anyway, this is the medium of the 3. I have this one, and I have another one that came from the same egg sac, and the other one is about 1/4 of this one size. Hasn't molted yet, is still very tiny, will eat, but is not getting any bigger for some odd reason. So I don't know if that one's going to survive or not, but we'll find out. But hopefully we'll get a good pairing with the GBBs and make some more of these little guys. A couple weeks ago, this is the Phormictopus auratus, hiding in the skull. I don't know why it does that. I'll just, every now and then you'll see its butt sticking out of that thing, but it generally doesn't go in there. It generally goes in here, is where it usually hangs out. And right next to this guy, these are Dreamco plastic side by side. I think you guys have seen these before. I love these enclosures. I'm not fond of the other enclosure of theirs that I have, but this is my little cuddle Begans that should be molting sometime soon. This was one of the ones that my male produced, the only one that I have left of the babies that I got. So yeah, my next 2 that I'll show you are 2 of my favorite spiders just because of their personality. Okay, so this one here is the Grammostola hobbyform garosa, male, still small juvenile. Just a lot of personality with this spider since the day that I got it. This was a pelt friction pickup about 2 years ago. I've had a lot of fun with this spider. Did give me fits in the beginning about eating, but again, the camera's doing some funny things. I hope it's not showing up. I'm going to leave this frame in there just to see, because it seems like the camera's just bouncing all over the place and I'm not moving it. So okay, that's the Grossa, and I'll show you the Grammostola actaeon here in a second. Okay, so here is the actaeon. This one's another probable male. Again, it looks male. There's nothing really that even shows me that it possibly could be female. But so did my Grammostola pulchripes until she was about 2.5 inches. And then she kind of, boom, there she is, you know, female. So we'll see. I haven't ventral sexed either one of these because they haven't really given me much of an opportunity to. But this one also is a lot of spunk, a lot of fervor. It's one of my favorite spiders personally, just because of its personality. That's a good looking spider too. The Dreamco plastics enclosure that I utilize right now. Well, there's one more. I can't remember who's in it right now. Oh, the Semmelpace Cambridge eye little guy. Anyway, I like the enclosure design. What I don't like is this. It's warping because there's no support to the lid. So the lid over time is just going to continually to droop. So what I think I'm going to do is try and find a piece of plastic and cut it to go underneath this and be flush with the lid. Now I think that these lids here should be on top of this outside frame. That's what I think. That'll stop that drooping from happening, but this is one of their older ones. I don't know if they changed the design or not. They make great stuff. So, you know, don't try to, I'm not dissing them at all. It's just I'm not real fond of what this one's doing. There's nothing stacked on it. This one sits on top of, as a matter of fact, it sits up there. So it's not got anything that's sitting on top of it that would make it, you know, pressure. Anyway, this is my male Brachypelma Emilia. I love this little guy. Had this one since a little tiny sling, so We kind of knew, I think the last molt, we were pretty positive this one was male, but yeah. So we do have another tiny one, and I have another small sling coming in this week as well. So I'm going to have almost 3 of all the Brachypalmas except for the Albiceps, but hopefully sometime soon I'll be running crazy with little babies of those. Hopefully Chris's couple females that still have molted out of the pairings will drop, and we'll get a bunch of little babies out of them. So yeah, Brachypelma Amelia. He's probably the longest out of molt, probably 2 months. This is the Brachypelma auratum. This is the one that I got from my brother. The last one that he had left, he pretty much has decided to get out of spiders period, try to concentrate on his dogs, moving into a new house and all. She probably won't come out. She will nail that superworm though. Yeah. Let me get the light, and we'll get some light on her. She's in an enclosure. I mean, it's big enough for her. She's fine in it. She's got a lot of room in her hide, but she'll probably get an upgrade. This is the shoebox style. I get these ones at Target. I like these ones better than the ones at Walmart. I don't like those blue ones from Walmart. I like these ones from Target. They have the purple handles. I think Tom Moran uses these quite a bit too. I can't tell you why. I honestly can't tell you why I like them. I just prefer them. So I need to get a few more. Well, we gotta close the thing. The camera was overheating for some reason. The side of my camera split open a little bit, and it needs to get glued back together again. I hope that's not what's making it overheat. I hope that is what's making it overheat, because I don't want to have to buy a new phone. So anyway, this is the Ledocotyle Collenbergi, which looks almost identical to the Brachypelma vagans, which you'll see coming up because she also molted. This is a male, immature male. Probably, I don't know how old this guy was when I got it. He was like 2.5 inches long. He's about 4 now, so I'm not sure how close he will be to maturing, but they are striking spiders when they do decide to come out. So maybe the vagans will grace us with her presence, because she's coming up next. And then we have Obi molted. Everybody loves Obi. And my largest 2 tarantulas molted, my Nandu Colorado bullosus female and Lasiodora parahabana. So here is the Ledocotyle, whatever cotyle vagans. She was always a very calm spider. Never really had much problem with her. She molted, and she has become very mean and nasty. So it just goes to show you just don't know what you get from molt to molt. She molted a couple weeks back. She's fed once. The first time I tried feeding her, she backed away from her, right back into her burrow. Kind of the same scene that you just saw from the Collenbergi. The picture is on Instagram. A lot of people like that picture for some odd reason. It kind of reminded me of Pennywise, sitting in the sewer trying to coax Georgie down there to get a balloon. So this is the vagans, and this is a female. She is not full grown, but I think the next molt she would be breedable. Doubt that I will pair her, even though I do really appreciate this species a lot and wouldn't mind having 10 of them. I just don't want to have a few hundred of them. So yeah, let's get the last 2 down, and I'll update you guys on what's going on this week. Okay, so there's actually 3 more. I forgot about Obi. I don't know how I forgot about Obi. He's my favorite spider overall. Him and I go way back. He is a immature male, roughly about 6 years old, probably 7, I would say. I've had him for 5.5, almost 6 years, and I got him at about a 3/4 inch sling. So I would say, you got a good year and a half to get to that point, maybe even a tad bit more. So, I would imagine he will mature his next molt, but he's just off a molt. You can see part of his molt mat was still left there. Yeah, one of my favorite guys. Pretty vivid with the coloring right now. You can see the beautiful oranges flaring from the knees there. He's always been kind of a skittish spider, good eater. Not ready to eat yet. I'm going to give him another handful of days before we try feeding him. But these next 2 definitely aren't ready to eat. They just molted, both of them, within the last 6 to 7 days. So this is my meanest spider. This is the Nandu Colorado bullosus female. She is full grown. I do want to say she's over 6 inches now with her molt. Her molt was just under 6 inches. She's a feisty character, real pretty. I'm not sure that this lighting is really doing her justice or not, but I don't mess with her much. We feed her and let her go. She is mature. We tried pairing her, and she didn't want anything to do with it. The male really fumbled around a lot, but we did get to the point where he lifted her up, and as soon as he lifted her up, she just destroyed him. So she was willing to be lifted. So I'm assuming that, you know, she would have paired. She just wasn't ready. Maybe she was too far into her molt, because this was just, you know, the beginning of the year that we got that male. So she was probably too deep into her molt to actually, you know, be pairable or ready to pair. You could see her abdomen is still large. She has not eaten. Like I said, she molted 6 days ago. So you can see how much size they keep when they molt. And people that say that you can't overfeed a spider, when they get huge and, you know, their abdomen is even bigger than this before they molt, they will be bigger than this when they molt. You know, they don't lose all that when they molt. So they do still stay large. She's a very pretty spider, very mean, very nasty, throws set postures, likes to tag the ground. I've never tried to take off or anything like that. She is pretty sedent, I guess that's the sedient. Stay still very most of the time. And you can see her molt mat, she's still all over that. So we're gonna get the biggest spider in my collection out now and let you see her. She just molted 3 days. Okay, so she got massive. She is big. I don't know how big she is. Her molt was just over 6 inches, but she put on some size. The other day I almost saw her scrunched up. She is big. I still don't think she's completely full size. And again, she is just, we need to change her water, it looks like. There, she's gonna stretch out for us and lay still, but what a looker. I mean, look at her. She's absolutely stunning. Those salmon pink purple hair, salmon pink hairs, kind of reddish on her, but she is something absolutely astonishing. She's definitely bigger than the Nandu. I think the Nandu's got a little bit of more bulk to her than this girl does, but yeah, this is also a spider I would pair only if I knew the person that had the male would take 3/4 to 7/8 of the babies, because I would not want to deal with 2,000 spiders at all. So I'm going to get her water dish out of there and get that cleaned up. Actually just refilled that just before she molted. So okay, so we're going to end with the Dolomedes tenebrosus. She's on an egg sac, but she had molted, so this is probably a phantom sac. I don't even think she's full grown yet, so whether she's sexually mature yet or not, and even if she was not paired with a male, so you can see it's actually a pretty large sac. But knowing my luck, I won't do anything, and I'll come home and there'll be spider babies that escape the vent holes all over the house. So we had a few things that went on. We're trying to pair Simulpace Victoria. The male's not doing so well. He came in the other day. He's starting to curl. He's been kept kind of damp, or I have anyway. Tried to keep him hydrated. The female came right out and looked interested. She actually reared right back. Not in a threat posture, but she reared back like she wanted him to go ahead. And he's not moving very well, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. We're going to keep him in a damper, you know, we're really going to soak his substrate down today. Let him sit overnight, and then talk to the owner to find out if he wants me just to put him in there. He was paired with 1 or 2 other females already, so I don't know how much life he has left. We did finally get the Seriocosmus elegans to pair yesterday. That was very successful. After fighting with them for, I don't know, 6 or 7 times, trying to get him to pair, finally they did. So yeah, that I still had the TV on, so I don't know if you guys are fighting that sound or not. But yeah, so we'll have the GBBs that we're pairing, hopefully the Victories. We have a Davus Penaloris mature male coming. She's another one that molted, but she's hiding, so I didn't want to bother her because she's probably the freshest. She's only been out a couple days of her molt, so I didn't want to bother her to take pictures of her, get her on video. So we have one of those guys coming, and then I'm moving a few things out, a couple of my Asian species, my Seriopagopus species Bach Ma, and my Formigocheilus arboricola, and one of my prettiest spiders, the Ornithoctinae species Prison de Abuelas. They are all going to my friend Christina, and I am getting back some, a lot more than what I'm sending. I can tell you that. A couple slings, a Porteri sling, the Amelia sling, a Megatholides, an L, right? The Linothelus, I think that's the genus name. They're a true spider. One of those babies, the Phormictopus cancerides male, and a female Sericopelma melanatarsum, one of my favorite species. I had one, I love that spider, and she passed away in a molt, so I'm kind of excited to get her. Trying to move away from some of the Asian stuff. Now, not my Chelobrachys. Now, also, let me see if I can get her out. My Chelobrachys species electric blue molted too, so maybe we can get her to end the video, and we'll be right back. Because the Chelobrachys species electric blue did not want to have anything to do with coming out. If I got cut off from that Lasiodora paribana clip, again, for some reason my camera's overheating, and it's like giving me 1 second warning, and then it's just stopping on its own. So, well, it's the phone, not the camera. So here she is in all her glory. Now, she had successfully laid an egg sac before, so I'm hoping that this next pairing will be fruitful too. I like the enclosure that she's in. She's done a great job of, you know, she's got a nice deep burrow there, and then she's got another one over here that kind of goes all the way back to the corner there. So she's done her thing in here. I'm not going to move her, but when my Ornithoctona species Prison de Abuelas moves out of the basketball enclosure, my Chelobrachys fimbriatus is going to move into it. So we're going to have a few of these longer enclosures open for some spiders. Probably some Tarantula are going to move in here. Maybe some Brachypelma. We'll see. So that's it, really. That's the end of this video. Maybe sometime soon I'll get in camera again. I don't know. I was just never fond of it. I just like my channel to be about these guys, less about me. I know that, you know, it may need to be a little bit more personal that way, but I prefer it just to be about my collection of my spiders and less about me. I just want to give some information and show off what I have, and let the other guys do the fun parts. You know, they're good at it. I'm not that good at, you know, all the bells and whistles and the fun. I'm just a plain old, I guess, just a regular old keeper that has a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of time here and there to do this. So hopefully it won't be too long before the next video, but I'm not guaranteeing anything because it is so stinking hot here lately. Now, this is why all the spiders are molting, of course. The warmer it is, the more likely they are to molt. The blondies are doing well. She's going to go down into her burrow. She's got the fan blowing. She's such a wonderful spider. I really do think this is one of the most underrated species out there. We're going to do a couple top 5 videos. I think we're going to do some care videos. I was requested to do a Simulpaeus Cambridgei video. I did not get time to do that. I had to mail ship my mail out. He went to Amy. He was a mature male. And Salmos, sometimes, you know, the males go south very quickly. I didn't want him to be here any longer, and I just didn't have time to get that video done. He wanted a care sheet kind of thing. I could do it with the sling, and then I could show you the enclosure that, you know, the older Cambridge I used to have. Hopefully we'll get some babies from that pairing as well. So yeah, there's some stuff looking up. We're going to get some Ephebopus rufuscens coming back from a pairing that I did with Malik Brown, or Malik. I'm not sure if it's Malik or Malik. His female laid a sac. It was a dud, and then she double clutched. And this one happened to, he showed me the pictures about a month ago, and then 27 days later, you had first instar slings crawling around. Now they all flipped to molt to second instar. So he's leaving them in there till they all molt, and then he's going to do some removal. So I'm pretty excited about that too. It'll be the first set of slings I've had from a pairing, and I can't tell you how long. It's been quite a while. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this. You know, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I know that, again, I'm not flashy like some of the other ones, but I think you'll find some interesting stuff if you go back through the library. There's over 700 some videos I put out. I think over 700, maybe closing in on 700. I can't remember. But thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging in there, and we'll see everybody in the near super quick, no, probably not, the near future. Have a great day, guys, and happy keeping.